Hey guys, so a couple of days ago, I shared some stuff that the Idaho Statesman on YT shared regarding a conversation that was had over the phone with prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson. Today, I want to share a little bit more about what Bill Thompson had to say to give you guys some more insight. So Bill Thompson said that had Kohberger not left his DNA on the K-bar sheath, there would have been a very poor case against him. He said that the single source DNA of Bryan Kohberger's on that sheath was a critical piece of evidence in order to bring charges, let alone to make an arrest against Bryan Kohberger, especially given the fact that there was no known motive, there was no connection between him and the victims, and there was no weapon that they were able to find. He said that a couple of the mysteries that he still does not have the answers to is the order in which the victims were unalived. He does believe that Kaylee and Maddie were first and then Ethan and Xana were last, but he doesn't know what order specifically Kohberger attacked them. I think we all kind of have an idea of what the order was. I think it was Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and then Ethan, but they just haven't been able to confirm. Bill Thompson did talk a little bit about what Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's father, has been talking about, which is a potential second weapon. Bill Thompson said that there could have been another weapon, but it did not break the skin, and it also wasn't fatal. Therefore, it cannot be classified as an MURDER weapon. He said that there were injuries that appear to have been caused by something other than the K-bar, although it could have been the K-bar. They cannot exclude the fact that there was another possible weapon, but they also cannot prove that there was. He did say that the toxicology reports for all four victims did come back that they had alcohol in their system, but they did not have any illegal DRUGSs. Therefore, the conspiracies that were circulating online about the kids dealing and, selling, not true. He also confirmed that Xana and Kaylee were the only two victims that had defensive wounds, so it's likely that Maddie and Ethan didn't even know what was happening. He says that he was going to call the DoorDash driver to testify at Kohberger's trial, but she was not going to be there as a witness because she said she saw anything. She was only going to be brought up to establish a timeline for the state. So that whole thing last year with the DoorDash driver being taken in for questioning regarding a DUI and claiming that she was a witness and she saw Bryan Kohberger and parked next to him on November 13th, 2022, not true. I actually read her initial interview with detectives on my page a few days ago. If you guys missed that, go check it out in my Idaho 4 playlist, and she didn't see anything. She didn't see Kohberger at all. Bill Thompson said he still doesn't know what Kohberger had in his hand when Dylan Mortensen saw him in the home on November 13th, 2022, and he does believe that Kohberger saw Dylan and saw Dylan see him. The only reason that he thinks that Kohberger left was because he was tired. He had just unalived 4 people and maybe didn't go there to do that. He also thinks that Bryan Kohberger saw her and maybe thought that she had already called law enforcement and that police were on the way. So he thinks that he just got out of there as quick as he could so that he wasn't caught driving in the area. He confirmed that Bryan Kohberger's mom and sister did cry during victim impact statements at trial, and it was very powerful. We actually have a photo of that right here. He said that he was initially going to use Kohberger's mom or father as well as his sister as a witness, but nothing that they actually shared in any of their interviews was substantively incriminating against Kohberger, so the prosecution decided not to bring them to the stand. He said that in addition to the K-bar never being retrieved, they also never retrieved the sharpener that he had purchased on Amazon as well. He confirmed that the defense was actually the ones to contact the prosecution regarding a plea deal. He believes that if the defense did not approach them with the plea deal, they were not going to offer one, and they also were not going to back down. They feel like they had a very solid, airtight case against Kohberger, and they were prepared to take him to trial and prosecute him to the fullest extent. He said that the plea deal he thinks works out in everyone's best interest. Bryan Kohberger cannot appeal, and also the families do not have to relive this traumatizing thing that their loved ones have gone through. He is thinking about retiring before his current term ends in 2029. He said that he was supposed to retire last year, but he really wanted to seek this case through to the end and make sure that Bryan Kohberger was prosecuted by him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What are you guys thinking? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as soon as we have more documents that drop pertaining to this case and more interviews and stuff, I'll be sure to let you guys know and share that with you guys, so make sure to follow.